Thailand is one of the easiest countries in the world to visit, and millions of tourists arrive each year expecting a relaxing trip. And for the most part, that's exactly what they get. But there are a few things tourists do every day in Thailand that can get them fined, scammed, or even on the front page of the daily news. So in this video, we're going to look at some of the things tourists should never do in Thailand. Our first rule is a big one. In Thailand, it's technically illegal to consume alcohol inside a vehicle. And this includes passengers in the back seat of a taxi or ride-hailing car, or even on the back of a motorbike. And enforcement has ramped up over the past year with increased police checkpoints in nightlife areas, especially around places like Thong Lo. If you're caught with open alcohol inside a vehicle, the police will bring you to the station and issue you a fine. And it can be 20,000 baht or more. But alcohol isn't the only thing that police are looking for at these checkpoints. Because the second thing that often gets tourists in trouble in Thailand is vaping. Vapes and e-cigarettes are illegal in Thailand, and simple possession normally comes with a fine of around 10,000 baht. You'll often see them for sale at vendors along Sukhumvit Road, but don't be mistaken. Police actively look for them, and fines are extremely common. The third product tourists need to be careful with is pharmaceutical medication, especially opioid derivatives or ADHD medications. These require proper labeling and a prescription. For the most part, checkpoints with contraband searches only occur in specific nightlife areas, so there's no need to be overly concerned. But if you are stopped, police can also ask to see your passport, and visitors are required to present legal identification upon request. It's best to carry a photocopy or digital copy on your phone with you at all times. And it should include both the passport and visa stamp pages. There are also rules about where you're allowed to smoke or drink that tourists often overlook. Thailand restricts alcohol consumption in many public places, including temples, parks, and government buildings. And smoking is also typically banned in these areas. You'll usually see designated smoking zones outside malls or in public spaces. And this also applies at airports where smoking is only allowed within designated rooms. Light up in the wrong place and you can face a fine. And don't toss cigarette butts or any litter onto the ground. City officials routinely patrol high-traffic tourist areas, and penalties can reach 2,000 baht. This also applies to cannabis, because while the product is legal, public consumption isn't. And fines can reach up to 20,000 baht for violations. Another rule that surprises many visitors involves public transportation. In Bangkok, eating or drinking is not permitted on the BTS SkyTrain or MRT subway, and this includes coffee or even water. The rule is meant to keep the public transportation system clean, and violators can be ticketed. Before we move on from transportation, one of the most serious mistakes that tourists make in Thailand involves motorbikes. Every year, thousands of visitors rent scooters while traveling around the country. But riding without a proper international driver's permit with a motorcycle endorsement is illegal. And wearing a helmet is mandatory at all times, whether you're driving or as a passenger. Police checkpoints and fines are common. But more importantly, Thailand has some of the most dangerous roads in the world, and serious accidents involving inexperienced tourists happen every day. Most insurance policies won't cover you in case of an accident if you lack a valid license or you're not wearing a helmet. And unfortunately, GoFundMe pages to cover medical bills have become very common, which leads to another big mistake that some travelers make: visiting Thailand without proper health insurance. Thailand has excellent hospitals and medical care, but emergency treatment or surgery can be extremely expensive, especially at the private hospitals. Travel insurance can cost as little as $2 a day, and you can check your price for coverage using the calculator in the description below. Every other week, a tourist goes viral for wandering around topless in city centers, malls, or even major international airports. Thailand may be a very hot country, but it's actually quite conservative, and it's considered highly disrespectful to walk around without a shirt on. This is especially true for indoor spaces like malls or airports, and if you want to avoid becoming a viral meme or even making the evening news, it's best to keep your shirt on. Respect is also important when visiting temples or religious sites. Visitors should dress modestly, covering both their shoulders and knees. And always remove your shoes before entering a temple building. Never climb onto Buddha statues for photos, and don't sunbathe on or near temple grounds. Respect also extends to the spirit houses that you'll find on nearly every street corner, which are often decorated with offerings like red Fanta soda. They may look like an ideal place to stop and eat your lunch or dinner, but they aren't. And it's actually considered highly disrespectful. Another common mistake in Thailand is losing your temper in public. In many Western cultures, raising your voice during an argument is fairly normal. But Thai culture places a strong emphasis on staying calm and maintaining social harmony. And if somebody raises their voice or becomes aggressive, they're typically viewed as the problem. And avoiding a direct confrontation will almost always lead to a better outcome, even if you think you're dealing with a scam. Instead of escalating the situation directly, contact the tourist police at 1155. They have multilingual volunteer staff that will likely be familiar with any issues you may be encountering. And while Thailand is a very safe country, you can encounter a few scams, but they're very easy to avoid. If a friendly stranger approaches you in a tourist area, you should never stop to talk to them. It may be a local or a foreigner, and they may try to bring you on a tour, sell you a miracle cure, or ask to see the currency from your home country. There are literally dozens of variations of the friendly stranger scam, and they're very easy to avoid. Ignore them and keep walking. And the same advice applies to taxi and tuk-tuk drivers. Some receive commissions for bringing tourists to certain shops, restaurants, or tour agencies. They tend to be overpriced. Avoid these two situations and you'll skip the vast majority of scams that tourists tend to encounter here in Thailand. But if you do get caught in one, most hustles normally only amount to a few dollars, and it can be best to just chalk it up as a learning lesson and move on. And one rule underpins all the mistakes we've discussed. Never make assumptions about Thai law, norms, or culture. Visitors who have the best experiences here typically arrive with a little bit of preparation and awareness. And that's really no different from any other country around the world. Have a safe and enjoyable trip.